Much is going.
Okay, guys, mind your manners, the camera's on. Okay, we've got a meeting, welcome. Let's take a look at the minutes from March 5th. Comments, questions, additions?
You can put your comment.
No, I have nothing to say about
Oh, okay.
March 5th.
No, there were some typos.
In previous minutes,
I see.
I move we.
Shall we accept the minutes?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye, opposed? Okay, continuing on. Steve,
Can we elect officers?
yes.
I move that we elect Dave Dukeshire Chair, Dan German as Vice Chair, Jade Boeri as Clerk, as the two 2025-2026 HPC officers.
Second. Seconded?
So Steve,
Well, this is when if I have to make promises, tell me now, because once you vote, it's too late.
so Steve moved?
Yeah.
And who seconded?
John?
John, thank you.
Kate, I have them all written out too. I can give them to you.
Comments, questions? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, so the officers for the next year are settled. We got a couple other things, I think, Steve.
I think one of the items that we were needing to, if you will, reaffirm, had to do with the Title IV standards being in compliance by the 2017 town plan. So I move that the HPC chair confirm to the select board that the 2017 town plan is in compliance with Title IV standards.
Questions? Thoughts?
Second.
Seconded?
Yeah.
Title 20.
Is it 24 or 4?
Chapter 4.
Title IV. Is it Title IV or Chapter 4?
Title 24.
24. Title 24, chapter 117, section 43.
I'll send,
You'll send it?
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Wait, did we have a second?
Yes.
Checked.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Okay.
Okay. What else do we have, Steve?
What else do you have on the agenda?
Okay,
I have one more motion, but it may not be right now.
okay, fine.
The only thing I wanted to add under adjustments, I think we should send a thank you to Rebecca Gordon, ex-chair, for her service over the years. It really doesn't need a motion,
Just direct.
but I think, yes.
Yeah. I direct you to send her a letter, please. Forgive me, guys, I gotta call up my minutes.
I do have one more motion if we want to hear it now, or if there's something else you want to talk about.
Well, let's clean up the motions from all the events.
John, is anyone waiting to come in?
We have Tony Vendetti's on the line. She's the only other participant we have now.
Okay. Discussion on the HPC draft of the 2025 Hartland Town Plan. Am I ahead of myself?
No, not necessarily. That might take a little longer.
If you had one that you're interested in,
Yep. It's just to go back to, in a recognized meeting, to, I move that the HPC Select Board and Town Manager develop a formalized process, including budget, that we will follow relative to legal matters.
indeed.
I'll second that.
Yeah.
We did not formally pass that in an official meeting.
You did not, but don't we have a process already?
Correct.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't wanna speak out of turn, as are we in,
Right.
there was a motion, is there discussion, are we in discussion yet?
We're in discussion.
Is there a second to the motion?
Yeah,
Yes, I did.
Okay, I didn't catch it. Okay, so there is a budget in place. Well, you know, I work with the chair of the planning commission during budget season, so fall, to set a budget. It has, you know, the planning commission budget has 5 lines in it, basically. There's a legal line, there's a printing, there's, I believe there's like an outside consultant line. It's fairly straightforward. And then in coordination with the chair, it gets set, it goes to the select board has multiple meetings where it's reviewed and discussed, or the opportunity to review and discuss the budget as a whole, including the planning commission's budget, is talked about. And then the select board approves the budget sometime end of the year, beginning of January often, and we voted on it at town meeting. So there's ample opportunity for discussion on the planning commission or any other component of the town budget. So I guess I'm confused as to what the motion,
I guess my question is there money in the HPC legal line?
there is, it was significantly reduced. There were anticipated legal challenges for the past couple of years in which the select board authorized and put additional money in the planning commission's legal budget for specific purposes. It has since been reduced back to what it was pre those legal issue levels. I'll be clear, if there's ever a need for additional outside legal expenses, that's not, if it's above and beyond what the planning commission's legal budget is, that does not mean you cannot pursue additional legal action, but then we need to have a significantly more robust discussion.
correct. We're with you.
Okay, so then we need, the planning commission, you know, would need to work in coordination with myself, who would work in coordination with the select board to make sure that it's something that we, A, want to spend money on and have the budget to spend the money on.
I saw the budget, but I didn't see, unless somebody reminds me, I never saw a number beside on the legal line. As a matter of fact, I don't remember seeing the legal line on the budget. Do you know? Can you help
I
me
don't
out?
have it with me.
I mean, I can go get the budget.
Well, I would prefer not, excuse me, guys, I would prefer not to talk about that right now, if it's okay. There's a process, we know there's a process, we might need some education on the process, maybe you could send us something. And it's, I'm cool,
Yeah, I mean, the process is
there's no argument here,
more discussion,
yeah.
less working independently and in silos, and more collaboration amongst boards and committees and an understanding of what everybody's doing.
And John, the example is the tower.
Right, exactly. You know, we have the proposed tower that's out there still,
Right,
so.
there's a key word in my motion, and that is a formalized process. And I'm not aware of what that formalized process actually would look like. I know you described one, but must we come to you in every instance? If we have money in our budget, can we go right to that, or do we have to go through you? All those questions that are unanswered in my mind.
So I can't speak to what happened prior to me starting. It would be beneficial to work in coordination with the town manager to ensure that you were going with an attorney that we have an agreement with, that we have, understanding what the services are, understanding the rates at which they charge us. We're not just, calling, the first, the law firm that starts with A in the phone book. It's just making sure I don't believe there needs to be a formal process. There exist these processes in place. We just need to work within the parameters that are kind of widely accepted.
I guess I would leave my motion there just so I could satisfy myself. Not that I'm not trusting what you're saying, but so I go on record saying that I would like to know some process, so if the question comes up again, that we don't have to go back and retrace steps, that's all.
Phil?
I'd like to just clarify and add to what John said, or just mention it. The select board did decide very clearly and made a motion that the processes that we're going to use with the ITW is the process.
Okay,
All legal requests go through John. He comes to the board, and correspondence is based to that legal entity is controlled through the town manager.
yeah, I recall that, I recall that the board did that, and if that is the process, then that's what we'll follow.
Sure. Yeah, a dialogue is always good. I'm not questioning that.
I think I'm trying to formalize the dialogue.
Okay.
Or remember that there has to be a dialogue.
So the
I appreciate the collaboration, I'm not saying anything against that. I just don't want us to go off in different directions and then have to find a way to get back together.
Yeah.
I don't wanna kind of overstate my authority as the town manager.
No, but,
But in a town manager form of government, once the budget is adopted and in place, it is my responsibility to implement the budget. So if there's a need above and beyond, then you talk to me and we figure out whether that is a reasonable process and a feasible process moving forward.
so I should be speaking to you, not Phil.
I think the more we talk, the better off we are, but
Oh,
yes.
God, yes.
Like, yes.
Here's my thought, if I could interject. I don't wanna go through what we went through last year. You know what I'm saying? It didn't work. All the work that we did, some could argue that the planning commission got ahead of itself, and some incorrectly could argue that the planning commission had the authority to just go ahead and spend money. We just don't wanna do that again.
So again, I can't speak to what was happening before I started, and
I
all of that
understand.
took place before I started. I will say, when there was a lack of a town manager or an interim town manager, multiple people were picking up different pieces. So it's possible that things were not being done as best as they could be. Everybody was doing their best. However, when you don't have somebody in the position, it can be a challenge.
Of course.
So yes, you should work through me. You are welcome to always attend select board meetings. They're open public meetings. I think there's a great opportunity to have the discussion, but yes. Does that make everybody not feel any better? Steve?
I feel good.
I don't think I don't feel good about it. I just wanted to make sure that we started, dotting i's and crossing t's, that's all.
Yep. Doesn't hurt.
What's proper now? Should we table the motion for
No,
discussion?
that's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, I know.
We can just withdraw it.
You could withdraw it for now.
I would suggest that we vote on it, either up or down. If we vote up, then it just means that you would then have a conversation, not unlike what we had just now, and it becomes formalized. Just reinforcing what has started to happen.
Yeah, what other thoughts do we have on the table here?
It's,
Yeah.
possible that, yes, it does seem like a formalized process from your end.
Yep,
From the Hartland Planning Commission end, it may not have felt formalized.
Sure.
So what's the harm in voting this up?
Okay, exactly as Steve read it.
I'm not changing it.
Yep, would you read it one more time, please?
I move that HPC, SB, and town manager develop a formalized process, including budget, that we will follow relative to legal matters.
Any other thoughts, guys?
You still have my second.
Okay, all those in favor, say aye. Those opposed? It's passed. Okay. Are we now ready to go to work? We okay? All right. Well then, let's welcome the Planning Commission and members of the Select Board. And I gotta tell you guys, I would feel so much better if you'd pull your chairs up to the table. We're a working group.
Better able to reach the cider and the cookies.
Yeah, right, yeah, and then the cookies, yeah.
wait, there's trees. I'll definitely move forward.
It's a team sport, guys, let's treat it that way. I'm Dave Dukeshire, I don't know if we've met.
I think we have. I came here last February for a planning consultation.
What, 4 months ago?
A year,
Wow.
a year plus.
That's asking a lot, you know.
For the record.
Yes.
Yeah, Brian Kovalik, Planner 2, Riverside Aquitici Regional Commission.
Would you spell it for us, please?
BRYAN KOVALICK.
K-O-B,
ALICK.
A-L-I-C-K, okay.
Yep.
B-R-Y-A-N?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
And I'm Peter Gregory from Two Rivers. Well, thanks for inviting us. I'm glad you haven't dispensed completely with the 2017 plan, because there's another motion you need to make at some point.
Okay,
Probably the sooner the better.
we look for advice.
No, certainly. So we've been asked by the select board through the town manager to come and help get the 2017 plan expedited and adopted so that there's very little gap in having a town plan. We all agree that that's important. One of the requirements is for the planning commission not only to say it's in compliance through a motion, which I might add it's not, is to actually do a report and send it on to the planning commission. And Brian has, trying to expedite things, prepared that report, kind of outlining the things that the 2017 plan doesn't have and why it's not in conformance with Title 24. It really doesn't matter, let's be blunt, because it's
Okay,
not-
Okay.
because it's not going to be approved by the Regional Planning Commission or sent to us for review and approval. It's just a plan that'll be adopted, that'll be effective, you'll be able to, use it in many ways, you just won't have an approved plan. But that's not a big issue. So this report kind of outlines a lot of the things that are wrong with the 2017 plan, but the 2017 plan's life is going to be very short, we hope.
Right.
Very, very short.
Very short.
Yeah.
Can you explain one thing though? Wouldn't it have been reviewed and approved?
It was in 2017, but statutes have changed, the regional commission's got more rigorous in its review, so.
And the 2017 town plan in parts was noted as not being fully compliant with the goals of Title 24
When is it adopted?
when it was adopted in 2017.
But we gave you a pass, we shouldn't have, but we did.
With the expectation that when it was readopted, you would become fully compliant at that time of readoption.
So what you're saying is, when it was adopted, you gave it a pass, so it was in effect.
Oh, it was in effect the minute the town adopted it. What we did was approve it, so it was a regionally approved adopted plan.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it was always in effect, it was always adopted, it was always, useful, but
Another point, then, when the laws change, are we obligated to be certain that the town plan is updated or made compliant with the current laws?
Yeah, I mean, every once in a while, the legislature will add either a required element or a new goal, and over time, town plans and regional plans have to be amended to incorporate the new direction from the legislature. And
Be
there've been
amended more frequently than the,
8 years.
yeah.
Usually, I mean, our regional plans every few years. A lot of towns will take the full 8 years, others take 8 years and a few months.
Not the only one.
But there are some towns that will update, every
Not
few years, because there are certain issues that come up in town that they want to be prepared for.
Okay.
So you can, as much energy as you have, you can update it as frequently as you need to.
So our job then is to look through this, see the mistakes and update it.
No, I would say this is just a report that outlines the deficiencies, but it's really for the planning commission to accept this and vote to send it on to the select board, and this is required under 24 VSA 4387. The select board
Yeah.
needs to have this report from the planning commission as part of their readoption of the 2017 plan.
This report.
This report, yeah.
This is
Yep.
capturing what is compliant right now with the 2017 town plan. This is not talking about the updated
Right.
versions you guys have done.
You did our homework for us, is that what you're saying?
We did the report for you, yeah.
Yes.
So, as the clerk, I get lots of calls from people that are worried about a new project that's proposed for town. Could you give us what you think the estimated time, once the planning commission signs off on this, for it to be adopted
Well,
completely?
Well, the select board is going to go through a two-hearing process in updating the town, the 2017 plan, and John's going to be handling that for the select board. I'd rather let you talk about that.
Right, so I was waiting for this meeting, so tomorrow I will contact the Valley News, the public hearing notice is set and ready to be sent out. So it'll go out to the Valley News tomorrow, which means it's get published on in Saturday's paper.
Yeah.
There needs to be 15 days public notice
Yeah.
before the first hearing.
Yeah.
The select board is required to have 2 hearings. There is no statutory requirement defining the amount of time between those 2 hearings. So we will schedule them probably the first Monday in May and the second Monday in May with two public hearing notices and
From the select board.
from the select board. And at that second public hearing, on the second Monday in May, at the end of that public hearing, the select board can readopt the 2017 town plan.
With these additions.
With no changes, no changes. These are just noted deficiencies.
Oh, no.
This is not something that you
This is
need
an
to.
educational document.
Right, exactly.
Oh.
This is more saying, these are the gaps, make sure you change it when you
Yeah.
revise the town plan.
2025.
Right,
Gotcha.
Okay, so we thought we weren't gonna be here very long tonight.
I
So-
don't expect you to be.
You don't
I
need to be.
won't be.
But wait. So if we decided to stay here an extra 5 or 10 minutes and read this, and then somebody makes a motion that says, we accept, essentially, you can feed us the words, that, yep, we buy it, then we're done. And the 15 days can start for John tomorrow. Is this how the plan is? This is-
Yeah, that'd be the most expeditious way of
That's the
dealing
way
with the
we'll do it.
2017
Yeah.
update.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have a name for this document?
It is, I don't know if there's a name, it's just
It's
a
not
written,
on it,
it's just a written report for the select board on the readoption.
Okay. I'm gonna make a motion if I can, well, no, don't have to have, anybody can make a motion. I'm gonna make a motion that the planning commission adopts one more time, this is called a
Report, readoption report.
Readoption report.
whatever,
it's easy.
whatever we wanna call it.
Readoption report?
How do you have a file on your computer?
What's that?
What file name do you have on your computer?
HPC report, I bet, something like that,
It's probably something like that with a date on it.
yeah. But that's what it is, it's a readoption report.
Okay.
Hartland Town Plan
Everybody get
readoption
my
report.
motion?
Yeah, yeah, we got the motion, I think. Anybody want the motion repeated?
Yes, please.
Okay, go ahead.
I make a motion. that The planning commission votes to approve readoption report from 2 rivers.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
I'll second.
Seconded. Discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Well,
Hang on.
go ahead, Kate. Don't we have to read it first?
No,
Well, I use a reader.
I mean, I know.
all right, how much time do?
On the other hand, what do we contest? I mean, what, a report is a
Well,
report.
if you want to wait a minute and read it, we can accommodate that.
Hey, Kate, we're happy to sit here.
Cool it, Kate, is what you're saying.
No.
Bill, forgive us.
I'm a quick reader.
Thanks for doing this.
Yikes. Hartland. Yeah. Oh dear.
It's a lot of stuff, huh?
Forest blocks. But that came in after
We've done a lot of work
It did.
on the
Yeah.
forest block.
Yeah.
John Bruno and I really worked hard on that.
Rest is so.
That's just,
That's even New Hampshire.
okay, I'm happy.
He did.
He did, yeah.
I'm happy.
Any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It's passed.
Great.
That's done. You can go to work.
Okay, may I ask a question?
Oh, gosh, please.
What is the relationship of this report to the new town plan?
Nothing, really.
Nothing, no
This is
relation.
something that's just for you to file away. It's a requirement in
Yeah.
the statutes. The next item on your agenda probably, and certainly ours, is the 2025 and a process we can use to help you move that along.
What you're saying
We
is
can
if the
use
same
this
omissions
as a final
or flaws
review
are
for
present, you wouldn't
25.
appreciate it.
Right, so we will assist you in,
there's
setting hearings so that the whole plan can move on.
Good reminder.
Yes.
It's related, Phil, in the sense that it's a template that we need to follow and make sure we're compliant.
Okay.
So, John,
So Jay,
when do you think, which select board meeting, will you, having had two meetings on this?
Second Monday.
What's the date?
the 12th. May 12th,
May 12th.
that's the second one. That will be a public hearing only, and they can adopt it at the end of the public hearing.
The next agenda item.
The-
Same.
So, right, good, so they'll have a special select board meeting
Okay.
that they will, probably at 5 PM, we'll talk about this on Monday, to set the times.
They being Hartland.
They being the select board.
Yes, the
Yeah.
Hartland Select. Board.
Yes.
Yes.
So what we'll do is we'll set, the public hearing notice will go out tomorrow and published on Saturday. And then 15 days past that will be Monday, May 5th. They will,
Up from May 12th?
no, the first hearing
Got it.
is May 5th. They'll have a 5 PM public hearing.
Yep,
Vast crowds will show up to hear
Yes.
about the 2017 town plan.
no doubt.
We will then at 5:30 have a regularly scheduled select board meeting
Okay.
Okay.
on May 12th.
Yep.
So, and then a week later,
Yep.
another public hearing notice will go out.
Only 7 days between the first and the second.
There is no statutory requirement
I see.
on the number of days between the two public hearings, just that as a large town, we have to have 2 of them.
Okay. Then my last question is, when does the existing 2017 plan expire?
May 15th,
So yes, you will come in right under the wire.
under the wire, under the gun. It's a little close for comfort. Let's not go through this again in 8 years. However, we're okay.
And that'll put the 2017 to bed.
Well,
That puts the 2017 town plan back in place
Reenact it.
while the planning commission works with Two Rivers and the select board to make the necessary changes to the 2025 town plan to make it, fully compliant. And then the select board and the planning commission will go through their public hearings on that town plan. And that process is more robust, so be aware. that,
Yeah, we understand.
Okay,
So can I just get back to you what I think I just heard you say?
sure.
we have a select board meeting on May 5th.
Correct.
That will be a dual meeting, a public meeting on the readoption.
Yep.
And then you're saying that there'll be a special meeting between the 12th and the.
On the 12th.
On the 12th.
On the 12th. There will be a public hearing at 5, a specially warned select board meeting. So again, the hearing will be at 5, the meeting will be scheduled for 5:30. After we wade through all the comments that we received during the public hearing, the select board will readopt the 2017 town plan at 5:30 PM on May 12th,
A special meeting.
at a special meeting. Clear?
Clear.
Clear.
Clear? I don't know, it was not clear over here. It needs-
No, I'm like,
Yeah,
knowing my colleagues, I'm,
John,
Getting a quorum?
We can tell you by getting forms.
well, I'm here.
I think everybody understands that this is important, and they will show up.
that was an excellent move. Thank you so much. People in town will be very relieved.
Yes. Yeah, so there's plenty of time, if we act tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you need anything else from us?
Well, I might, if you will indulge me, make a suggestion on perhaps how we can help you move forward on the have the town move forward on the 2025 plan.
Oh, thank you, yeah.
So there are a couple of ways you can do this. My preferred one is one that you may not like, but this is, I'm gonna put that out first, is that you set a first town public hearing on readoption of the 2025, maybe 6 weeks out. And we clean it up enough to take it to hearing for
Yep.
you. We'll take control of the document and get it cleaned up so it's presentable, swear words taken out, periods and commas put in.
Sure.
And then we have the hearing, and they need 2 as well, given the size?
I believe they do need to as well.
Yeah, I think they
Yep,
will.
and, well, you schedule 2, maybe one at 6 weeks out and one at 8 weeks out. Then you transmit it on to the select board with another report, is that
There will be a report that goes.
with the transmittal of the draft? Okay, so I'm not sure what stage your plan is in now. You've probably addressed some of the deficiencies from the 2017 plan, but probably not all. You get it to the select board, and then we can continue working with them to provide what is necessary to get it approvable. That's one way.
Let me repeat it back to you if I may.
Sure.
So we're gonna have 2 meetings,
2 public hearings.
2 public hearings.
I want to check
Use the
that.
right word.
I checked, I thought it was 1 for the planning commission, 2 for the select board.
That's what I thought too.
Okay, maybe,
I can check statute.
yeah, you've got it here.
Okay.
Peterson's.
And then
All right,
we have-
so then-
We have to.
No matter, after the public hearing that we're having, it's still a live document, it goes to the select board, and they have a couple hearings, and along the way, you're gonna assist the select board in making it just so.
So it's approvable. That's one method. The other method is for us to work directly with you, but again, we have control of the document so that we're not making changes to things and you're making changes to things, because that's happened here in the past, where there've been two or three documents floating and it almost cost me my life. I'm not gonna do that again. I got things I wanna do.
What we have done, we have one record keeper, Steve Cohen.
The document, yeah, the document, we'll do the wordsmithing. Because if we're gonna be making suggestions, we're gonna do that, we'll bring them to you and say, this paragraph is new, this is not, you sign off on it.
Jay was not saying that I had to do the wordsmithing, he said, I have the file.
Okay, well, good, then I can get it from you.
So you'll-
That's right.
You
you'll
probably have it in your
redline.
email somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, so it's,
And the
I'll send it
purpose
again.
isn't necessarily to only address the deficiencies. We may have inadvertently introduced new deficiencies. So it's really to review the document
Yeah.
and make sure it's compliant.
we have reviewed numerous versions, and then I find out that the planning commission's continuing to work on it and stuff, and that, that, we
You're
can't do
talking
that.
about 2017, not 25.
No, well,
Yeah.
just in the last couple of years, we've been reviewing it and providing comments and reviewing it
Yeah,
and stuff,
yeah, yeah.
and things change, and we can't do it that way again.
I guess I got lost somewhere in the conversation. Are you suggesting that and I'll send it to you from right here, right now, if you want. If I send you the version that we have finalized, it will not have considered, although some of these have been considered within the new document anyway.
Probably, yeah.
But we haven't, we're obviously not comparing this to what we've already done. So if I were to send that to the interested parties, you would then take it and it would sit with you. We would hold a hearing.
And it's just one, he confirmed it's just one.
That's correct, yep. We would hold a hearing. At that hearing, we would duly take notes and comments, et cetera, et cetera. What would we do then with those comments, since you now hold the document that we can't edit?
It depends on the depth of the comments and stuff. If they're little quick things, say, Two Rivers, you make these 7
Okay.
things, and they'll be done quickly.
Fine,
Then you'll get another version, and then you vote to transmit that to the select board, and then it's theirs.
Steve, there's an interim step in there, though. I mean, after they've completed the document, I presume they're gonna sit down with us and we're gonna walk through it. It's a red line document, so we'll understand what the changes are, and we'll be conversing with that.
yes, yes.
Okay.
And we would take their input,
Yeah,
and if we sort of agreed with it or what have you, it would be in that copy that they have.
Agreed, yeah,
And
yeah,
so, we don't have to make those edits.
Nope, you don't have to make the edits, but you can go up or down on things that we've captured
Got
and
it, I'm
suggested.
fine with that.
It's just a way, it's just a way to really move it along. If the select board doesn't matter, and I'm gonna put you guys on the spot, the alternative would be for us to work with the planning commission over a period of time. And then you wouldn't get it as quickly.
I think that, speaking for the select board, I think it would be beneficial to have a document that is the most ready to be approved by the board handed to the select board.
Okay.
Which would, if Two Rivers has the capacity, we could work out where, bringing Two Rivers on in a technical support role to the planning commission to make all the necessary changes over that longer period of time.
Speaking for the town manager,
Well, this is awkward.
Well, that was my question, is that, and if the select board or any individual on the select board had some things that they would like to see in the document, if that came to us
At your
first, so
stage, yeah.
so what we end up giving to the select board already has the select board's input, so they don't have to, sort of redo our document. That would be,
Okay,
Yeah, that's,
so alternative two, that works for us too?
Okay, I'm like, it's.
Yeah. It's fine, yeah, we've talked about 2 different ways, and the latter is
yeah, I
fine
think,
for us too.
I think turning over what is pretty much completed to the select board. Because, I've heard they do other things besides doing the town
I
plan.
haven't seen evidence of that, but I've
Yeah,
heard.
Okay now, okay now.
They may be busy people.
When the sun's out,
So, yeah, no, we'd be happy to handle it that way, and you get the document, we'll do like a fresh review from A to Z on things that are either missing or maybe a little bit need more development or whatever.
Yeah.
And then come back and walk through them with you.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, what do you think, guys?
To be clear, though, once the planning, even if we follow this process, the planning commission holds a public hearing, the select board still has the ability to make changes.
Oh, yeah,
that they want after that, and it doesn't need to go back to the planning commission for,
Nope.
for approval.
I think the only way it comes back to the planning commission, there's a section that if you change, it does come back, and.
I'm not saying,
They
I'm not.
send a report to the planning commission outlining the changes they've made within the plan, but it does not have to go back for approval or further edits to the planning
Has
commission.
that
The
changed?
select board can send
I
it back to the
distinctly
planning
remember
That is
the
correct.
last time we were through this.
I only mention it, not that I anticipate that happening, just that there is,
Oh, yeah.
that opportunity exists.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
that possibility does exist, though.
Yeah, most select boards will tweak the plans I get. I see that
Oh,
quite
yeah, yeah,
frequently.
we
Yeah.
understand.
And we can, after our hearing, we can get suggestions at the hearing that we would implement.
Right.
We could,
Yeah.
before we send it on to the select.
Absolutely.
Right,
Yeah.
and so if at that point, select board from something they've heard at our hearing would, would
Yeah.
want to make the suggestion, they could do it then, and we could hopefully have something as close to.
And I think the important thing I'm hearing right now, to your comment, Dan, I don't want the select board to start working on it if in fact, until that sort of meeting of the minds between Two Rivers and the planning commission.
Yes.
Incorporates things. Okay.
But if there's something,
You look at
the,
it,
yeah, I agree with that but if there's something conceptually or philosophically,
Yeah.
in the direction we went in that that either the select board as a whole or individuals don't agree with and wanna, get out there, bring them to us
Yeah.
sooner rather than later. That's
Yeah.
As you know, one of our colleagues has already started marking it up and now
Well,
is
that was-
frustrated that,
That's what spurred my
yeah,
comments.
One cook in the kitchen, at this process, at this stage, so it's consistent and predictable and linear.
not to belabor it, so if someone could tell me what I am supposed to do with the document that I currently have.
Well, if you wouldn't mind sending it to me,
Just you?
or to Brian too, if you have his email, it
Send
doesn't
it both
matter.
of
Yep, that would be great, and
I'll
that'll be,
send a copy to the town manager and the select board chair or not?
it doesn't need to unless the select board chair is very interested in it, but we will start our review of
I
that.
heard you
as-
say you want to see a clear version of you.
yeah, I mean, I have a version sitting,
I sent you one in
in front of my
February.
couch that I use to fall asleep if I can't. Get to sleep.
Now you know what we want to do.
And I don't have the number here, but it was the latest version.
probably was.
So I won't send you an updated one until we get something
Yeah, I
back from
think
Two
that's-
Rivers?
Right.
Same to you?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
I'm just gonna deal with the two of you.
Sure, and we'll review the plan and
You want
do a
Kevin to
memo.
get a copy as well, or just the two of you?
Oh, we don't need to clog up his box right now.
I'm
Yeah.
fine, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no, thank you. We can always decide to forward it to him if that
Okay.
makes sense, but,
I will get it both of you.
okay.
How about the maps? Can we work with Pete Fellows, because I did the maps, but they probably need a little explanation.
They probably do. I think the existing land use maps have like one big village area that you cover the two villages, three.
No,
We
three-
did try to fix that.
Yeah, that'll have to be fixed and stuff.
No, we
you know.
did fix
Oh,
it.
we
Oh,
did.
okay, well, good,
Well,
that's good.
Whether we did it, so.
Okay.
Essentially on the side.
Yes.
So this sounds really good from my perspective. We look forward to helping. We're incredibly busy, but this is really important and you're at a critical stage. And I appreciate your willingness to allow us to kind of really step in it fully, and help you out.
I think there's a real opportunity here because of, in addition to the work that, with the 2025 town plan, it leads in nicely to the municipal planning grant that we're waiting to hear back on.
Yes.
Yeah.
So again, in the town plan is like,
Oh, yeah, it's the next,
the big overarching objective, and then the municipal planning grant might help us build the tools to get there.
yeah, it's a big land use planning year for us.
So having Two Rivers involved before, I think might be beneficial.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Right.
Well, thank you for not thinking we're being too heavy-handed in the way we've kind of presented things, but we just wanted to help you
That makes sense.
move it along.
Okay. So looking around, is there anything else that we need to do for business this evening?
Not that I know of.
Okay,
When's our next meeting?
yeah, let's set a date for the next meeting. Probably our next meeting is going to be,
May 7th.
May 7th?
Does that work? 2 Wednesdays
Okay.
work? First one, they typically meet the first Wednesday.
May 7, you think?
That's the first month.
That's the first one.
That'll be the
Yeah,
first.
is that a regular meeting of yours?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or the calendar too.
Yeah, I'm out of town then, but I think I'm gonna want to take that under advisement, number one, to make sure that either you're available or somebody else, and that we have the chance to actually turn around meaningful product for you to look at.
Yeah, I mean, if,
Well, we can be a little flexible. I
yeah,
mean,
but now we've bought ourselves a little time. here, so,
Absolutely, yeah.
So if you can't make it for
What's a
that.
reasonable timeline?
Yeah, let's agree on it.
Yeah.
Let's agree on a time.
Do you meet twice a month or no?
We'll meet is,
We meet.
last summer, we were meeting every week. I mean, yeah, every week. The exec committee was meeting a couple times a week.
Okay,
Yeah,
I think it's more a question of when it can reasonably.
I mean, we could
The
move
work
it to
product.
June meeting and not meet in May.
would you be available later, in May, mid later?
Mid-May, sure, just didn't know what day.
So I think we would
The
need a
14th
little
or
bit, another
21st.
week from the 7th would give us enough time to do what we need.
what's the feeling of the group? So we look at the 14th?
That's good.
Available on the 14th.
I am
I'd be-
available on the 14th.
I'm being real selfish, I will not be in the country, until the end of May. Now, I don't have to be here,
Unbelievable, people taking vacations.
and I'm not sure what my,
It's harder in July.
From when to when?
Where are people's priorities?
He said the end of May, when are you leaving?
Yeah, you're
first part of May.
going to,
Whole month
going
of
over
May.
to Asia?
I'm going over to Azerbaijan, Armenia, and Georgia.
Yeah.
Good wine in
I'm
Georgia.
gonna retire someday.
So,
How we doing,
I'm
guys?
not,
I
I don't
understand.
have to be here.
so,
Right.
Mr.
We
So,
get,
Mr. Chair, are we talking the 14th or 21st?
we don't know yet.
Okay.
The 14th would be
I mean, no.
better, don't you think?
Yeah. Can we do the 14th?
Oh, wait,
What's the group?
conservation,
Huh?
when's the conservation commission meeting?
They meet the
Oh.
second Wednesday.
That's
That
the
is the
14th.
second.
The 14th. Good call.
Unless you wanna have it, if you wanted to have a 5 o'clock meeting,
Or do it on Tuesday.
or do it on Tuesday, or Thursday.
Okay, guys, here we are. Wednesday's out. So, you wanna meet on the 13th or the 15th?
I won't be able to meet the 13th.
Give him the extra day, yeah.
15th.
How about the 15th?
Hopefully the 15th.
15th?
Everyone always picks the same days to meet, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Any comments, questions on the 15th? Going once, going twice.
All right, thank you, Brian. Thank you.
Next meeting will
So,
be on the 15th.
15th of May, a Thursday,
A
6:30.
Thursday.
6:30.
At 6:30, guys, you all still like 6:30?
Right here in this room.
And
I'm
our,
just checking here. Hang on a
no,
second.
it looks all
Are
good.
we all good at 6:30?
I can
You
be there.
prefer
Yes.
2 o'clock? I mean,
I don't need to be here.
no. All right, 6:30, May 15. We'll meet here.
And our intention is to get a new draft out with indication of what has changed from what you gave me. So addressing any deficiencies we've identified.
I will resend everything so that you
Yeah,
have it dated today. Well, it'll be dated when we finish it, but the email will be dated today.
yeah, perfect. That sounds great.
All right.
Yeah, just don't touch that housing chapter.
Now, don't we have something, time out, don't we have something going on with the select board on May 15? Did I write down the wrong date? 12.
May 12th, and you're all welcome, but
Okay. You know. All right, anything else, guys?
Good.
okay.
All right, thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn?
All those in favor? Aye. We're adjourned.
Don't run away.
Just hit end.
Okay.
Make sure I turn this off.
Just hit end.